Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is a pretty funny one and just all around ridiculous. And judging by the title, you probably have some assumptions, but there's definitely a lot of twists and turns in this story time. I hope you enjoy this. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's just jump into it. So today's story time all starts off as a regular day in 2016. Now, in 2016, specifically on the internet, I had a pretty small group of friends. I had like 5 key friends that I spoke to. And there was this one girl in the friend group. We'll just call her Alexis, okay? Alexis was a friend of a friend, and that's how I met her. We met online playing some CSGO. Also, one of my friends in our friend group kind of had a crush on her, and he was trying to, like, make a move, I guess you could say, and, like, date her, but she wasn't really interested from what I heard. I don't know. It was kind of awkward in that regard, but other than that, we had a pretty tight friend group, right? Now, we were all pretty young, so all of us pretty much still lived with our parents, including Alexis. She was actually the oldest in the group. She was 2 years older than I was, and she was going to college, but she still lived at her mom's house and with her family. And the thing about Alexis is she shared a bedroom with her brother. So constantly we'd be on Skype or Discord, and she would always have her camera on, and we'd all have our cameras on. And her brother would always come in the room and like sit down next to her and like talk shit with us and stuff. So one day in 2016, we were on Skype or Discord. I'm not sure if we had switched to Discord at this point yet, but I know we were all on some platform with all of our cameras on, having a regular call like always. And I was playing some COD, and I had my camera on me, like face cam style. Alexis had hers on. She was chilling there, like reading something on her iPad. And the rest of my friends in that call also had their cameras on, and we were having a great time, right? And about 30 minutes into our call, Alexis is like, "Hey, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'll be right back." And she walked out of the room. Now, immediately, my weirdo friend, the one that had a crush on her, was like, "Dude, she left her camera on. Like, should we tell her? Like, what if she comes back in naked or something?" And I was like, "All right, first of all, why are you thinking about that? Second of all, I'll text her." So I texted her and I was like, "Hey, you left your camera on, just letting you know in case you come back from the shower and you're not wearing clothes, your camera's on." And she doesn't respond. And I'm thinking like, okay, she's probably already in the shower or something. But also, I thought about it for a second and I was like, wait a minute, she lives with her family. Like, she's not going to come back in the room naked. Like, she's not going to waltz through the hallway just naked. She lives with her family, so she probably brought her clothes into the bathroom with her and is going to change in the bathroom before coming back in the room. So, like, my friend was overthinking, essentially. And I told him that. I was like, "Bro, you're tripping. Like, she's not going to come back in naked on camera. She's not dumb." Now, fast forward, like, 30 minutes later, she's still not back. And we're all just in there, like, playing games still in this call. And my friend Jason in the call, he just randomly goes, "Yo, Austin." And I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Would you rather be born without any legs, right? So you have to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life, or get a hand job from a leprechaun right now?" And I was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? This is the type of shit my friends in 2016 would talk about. I'm not kidding." And I was like, why? Who has this thought? Like, we're chilling here playing COD, and you randomly think of that? And he's like, "Just answer the question." And I was like, "Neither." He's like, "Neither's not an option. Leprechaun hand job or no legs." And I was like, "Neither." And then all of a sudden, our other friend chimes in. He's like, "Yo, someone's in Alexis's room." And I look over at the camera, and it's her brother. He's like standing there in the middle of the room, like organizing a drawer or something. Like, he was doing something in the room, right? And the problem is Alexis's brother did not know that she was on Skype or Discord with us and that the camera was on. So he's just like doing his thing, and he doesn't know that we're watching. So we're kind of finding it funny. We're like watching him, and he has no idea. And essentially, he's just like kneeled down on the ground. And it looks like he was folding clothes or something, because he kept picking up like clothes and putting them somewhere. We couldn't see exactly where he was putting the clothes, but like I said, it looked like he was like putting them in a dresser, like a drawer or something. So it looked like he was just doing some, regular organization shit around the bedroom. And yeah, we're just getting a kick out of it. And we keep yelling his name. His name was Austin, just like mine. And we're like, "Austin, look over here. We're on the camera. Look." And he can't hear us. She had her headset down on the ground, so he just didn't hear us. Guess it wasn't loud enough or something. And nothing prepared me for what happened next, okay? So after he like gets done folding clothes or organizing the dresser, whatever he was doing, he stands up, and he stands like in the middle of the room for a second, right? And he looks like out the door, like he was like making sure no one was coming. He then does not close the door, and he just stands in front of the camera and proceeds to start undressing, just getting completely naked. And my one friend's like, "Oh, dude, what the hell?" And I was like, "God fucking, oh, no, I don't want to see this." So I look away, And then my other homie, the one that has like the crush on Alexis, was like, oh man, this was not what I wanted to see. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean wanted to see? You wanted to see Alexis, you fucking weirdo? And he's like, it'd be better than this. I don't want to see your brother's cock. And I was like, oh my God. So I just leave the call, right? I just fucking left. And I'm just playing COD alone, trying to get the image out of my mind. And like 20 minutes later, Alexis messages me on my phone. And she's like, hey, where'd you guys go? Like, the call's gone. And I was like, call me. So next thing I know, she's FaceTiming me, right? So I answer the FaceTime and I prop the little phone up like on my desk. And she's like, what's going on? Where'd everyone go? And I was like, do you see my text? She's like, yeah, you said I left my camera on, but like, that doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to come back in the room naked. Like, I changed in the bathroom. And I was like, yeah, I figured. But somebody else doesn't. And she goes, what? And I was like, well, I was just playing some COD. And then next thing I know, your brother's walking around with his wiener out. And she was like, are you serious? I was like, he didn't even close the door. You're lucky you didn't see it. And she was like, oh man, I've been telling him not to do that. It's like, what do you mean you've been telling him not to do that? What does that mean? She's like, he always just changes with the door wide open. Like, I'll walk by, like, doing laundry, and he's just changing. And I was like, yeah, well, now he changes with your camera on. So next time you leave the room, turn the camera off. She goes, I will. My bad. So like 5 minutes later, we all jump back in a group call, and we're all laughing about it, like cracking jokes. And then my one homie, the one with the crush on her, was like, oh yeah, that was gross. And I was like, yeah, it was. And then as I say that, her brother walks into the camera frame, and he's behind her, like doing something. And she turns around and goes, hey, why are you getting naked on camera? And he goes, I was naked on camera? And she goes, yeah. And he bends down, and he looks in the camera, he goes, yo, what up, guys? And I was like, hey, man. And I wave at him through the camera, and he leans down into the mic, and he goes, yo, Austin, what do you think of my penis? And I just put a thumbs down on the camera, and he goes, don't lie, don't lie. And I just put a thumbs down again and made a face. And he goes, what about my ass? And I was like, get him out of the room, Alexis, please. Keep in mind, this dude was like 23, 24 years old at the time, and we were all like 18. This dude was acting like a fucking clown. But I can't lie, it was pretty hilarious. The way he just had full confidence and like did not feel any ounce of embarrassment. It couldn't be me. If I walked into someone's room and I changed and I had no idea that people were watching and like it was an accident, I would feel so embarrassed for the rest of my life. Like, I'd probably go into hiding in a cave somewhere. But anyway, after this, we never left our cameras on again. We like all made a pact to just never leave our cameras on because who knows what'll happen, right? And funny little plot twist to the story, a couple years later, the friend that had a crush on her ended up dating her. Alexis and him started dating, even though she did not like him back in 2016. I guess the dude just had a glow up or something because they started dating a couple years later, and they're still dating to this day. I don't really talk to them much anymore because they're like living life and living together now in a whole other state, and they don't get online much anymore, but they're happy, so I'm happy for them. Shout out to them if they're watching this. But yeah, guys, moral of this story is, if you're leaving the room, turn the camera off, because you never know what might happen in your room when you're not there. Who knows? Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That was like a funny little story time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
I be fully loaded, I be whipping foreign cars. Always stay devoted, mama knew I'd be a star. Now I'm steady flowing, feeling like